I'm 60,000 words into my draft and I want to finish it by the end of the month. Yeah. So I'm writing a book. Well, technically I'm writing a series, but right now I'm choosing to think about the fact that I'm writing a book and I'm terrified. So let's talk about it. This is my first time deciding to publish something and writing with the intent of becoming, hopefully, a self-published author. So the pressure's on, needless to say. I realized I'm pretty rusty. It's been a while since I've developed like a writing routine that works for me, and I kind of had to find my flow again, essentially. So I'm about 60,000 words in, and I'm realizing that I'm having some big problems. It's scary, but we're gonna work through it, and that's why I'm bringing you along, so I can kind of keep myself accountable throughout that process. So let's backtrack. This series is going to be dual POV. I'm noticing that the secondary point of view character is so easy for me to write. However, the main character is the exact opposite. And she has gone through many transformations over the past couple of months, and every time I think she gets worse and worse, which is, I'm pretty sure, not what's supposed to happen, but I don't know. So I'm struggling with her quite a bit. I am struggling to find a way to make her enjoyable and likable as a character. I think right now she's too passive, and it makes sense why she's passive, but I'm just trying to work out those kinks and make her less passive in general. So without going into detail too much, pretty much I hate my main character, and I don't hate her. I hate the way that I am writing her. So I need to go back to the drawing board with that. I did so many different things to try and find what's the missing link with her. I haven't been able to find it yet. The other two main characters are so easy for me to write and get in their head and distinct between their like point of view and narrative and hers. And that's crazy because I usually struggle with writing male POVs, but they're coming easily to me. It's just the main character that's really difficult. Also, I have a kitten now. His name is Juniper. So if you see him napping in the background, say hi to Juniper. So yeah, the first point of contention is my main character and the fact that she absolutely sucks. So it's just been a whirlwind of disaster where like I'm struggling with the main character and I can't move forward until I figure out the main character. I have her flaws, her misbeliefs, her desires, her character arc. I have all that. It's just I'm struggling to give her personality and give her life and make her likable and enjoyable to read, because she's just boring, and then you get to the other point of view, main character, and you're like, oh, this is so much better. You know what I mean? I like this person way better than the main character, and that shouldn't happen. They should both be strong individually. That aside, I can't move forward until I figure out those issues and figure out the first half so I can work on then the second half. I'm talking a lot with my hands. I'll stop. I'm sorry. I have to figure out the first half and the character before I move on with the second half, and that's been my issue because I'm trying to finish this draft. Please. Before 2023, I'd like to finish it, you know? So overall, yeah, I'm just kind of like stuck in a catch-22 where I am in this perpetual cycle of starting the beginning over and starting the character over and then writing, and then it falls flat and I can't move forward and finish the second half of it until I finish the first half of it. And so I'm just kind of like on this little loop with the first half of the draft, and then I can't get to the second half, which means I can't finish the draft, which means I can't go back and fix it. So fun. What am I going to do about it? I want to fast draft or zero draft, however you say, the rest of the book. I just want to stick to my guns, pick a personality, just deal with it, and then finish the second half of the book finally. And I want to do it by the end of the month. Here's why. I think I need to go back to the drawing board and review my writing books and just take a little bit of time researching and developing. I think my issue is I'm going into my first official like wanting to publish a book and taking it very seriously with a series, which I've never done before. So there's a lot of moving parts and there's a lot of like Easter eggs and things need to happen, and I don't know what I'm doing. I thought it would be fine. I thought I could just kind of like wing it, and this is clearly not a wing it situation. So I think that there is just a gap between what I want and my current skill set. Let it sit for a month, don't even think about it, and then come back and figure it out from there. but I think it's important for me to just get it down on paper no matter how bad it seems, because everyone's first draft, zero draft, is always horrible. So I'm putting no pressure on myself as far as like how good it's going to be, and instead I'm putting pressure on myself just to get words on the paper. And here's my thought. What I'm going to do, and this really scares me, I think I'm going to let it sit for a month and not think about it. And Preptober is in October. So I think I'm going to start prepping and outlining and working on a standalone book. I have so many different ideas that I've written down that I was like, I will get to this after I finish my series. It's not even a thought in my brain right now, so they're not fleshed out at all. It's probably like a one sentence like idea. That's it. I've given it no brain power whatsoever, because in my mind I was thinking I'm gonna publish this 4-book series, which is going to take me, I don't even know how long, and then I'll think about standalones. I don't particularly think I'm writing this standalone with the idea of publishing it per se. I'm not putting that pressure on me. However, I do want to take Preptober and just outline and prepare one standalone book just so I can experiment more and really dive into writing and the process of it without the pressure, and just try things out and have some fun and do that without the pressure of having to do like a 4-book series in the back of my mind, because there's just a lot going on when you write a series. And then obviously that rolls over into November, which is NaNoWriMo, which is where I'll officially start writing that book. And then by the time NaNoWriMo ends, it'll be December, and then that's when I can pick up starting whatever's going on with the first book series that I'm currently writing or drafting, and revamp that, hopefully with more knowledge. So with that being said, let's recap. I'm writing a series, but my book 1 sucks. I'm gonna finish it out as quickly as possible, and I'm gonna set it down. I'm gonna work on a standalone. I'm gonna learn more about writing in general and who I am as a writer, develop a routine, and just have some fun without the pressure and stress of a series and the idea of publishing said series, and just learn. And then in December, I'm gonna come back to this draft of my book 1 in my series and figure all that out. Yeah, I think that's what I'm going to do. Now that I'm saying it out loud, I'm like, oof. Oof. This is gonna be a doozy. I'm already stressed. Saying that sounds so scary. So scary. Oh no. Oh no. Oh wow. We're fine. I'm going through all the stages of emotions. You can just see them on my face. 60,000 words. My goal was 100,000. I think it's gonna be like closer to like 120, 130. I don't know. It's hard to tell. I feel like when I'm writing, I'm like nowhere near halfway done. What is going on here? But I should be. I'm a mess. I'm a mess. I'm gonna go. So I was just about to start writing for the day, and I realized I do something differently now, and I want to talk about it. So for the last 7 months, I was just raw dogging the manuscript. I know that sounds gross. I would just sit down and be like, I'm gonna write for the next 4 hours, and then I would just write for 4 hours straight, and I would just not stop. I would just write. I know, crazy, right? And I've obviously heard and like seen sprints, and I know that they work really well for other people, but I noticed something about myself a really long time ago where I have really bad ADHD, and also like a weird thing where when I'm focused on a task, it doesn't matter what the task is, I just need to get it done. I don't like to be like in the middle of writing and have to talk to someone or answer the phone or something like that. I don't know why. I'm like so focused on my task that it just brings me out of that headspace, and then it makes it really hard to get back into. So usually when I'm writing, it means that I'm just writing. But since I've been having a lot of trouble the last couple of months, I decided I was gonna try some new things out. So I decided to attempt sprinting. And so I'm doing like the Pomodoro method, where it's 25 minutes on, and then you get like a little break, and then you go back into it for another 25 minutes. And I found that that is the perfect amount of time for me to not feel burnt out while writing and to be the most productive. Anything over 25, my head starts to wander a little bit and I start to get bogged down. So usually what I do is write for 25 minutes, and then I'll like walk for like a quarter mile. I'll just like pace in my living room and kitchen back and forth. I'll listen to music, or I'll listen to like a writing video or like a YouTube video, and then I'll just get right back into it. And in theory, this should not work for me, but for whatever reason, for the past week, it has been so nice. And I'm like, I'm all for it because what I was doing was clearly not working. So if I need to switch it up, then I'll switch it up. I don't care. I'm not one of those people who just like, I have a routine, I have set ways, I don't like change from that. I'm all for like adapting and growing. I wish I was lying, but this is what I look like when I write. Matter of fact, this, no makeup, a Snuggie, hunch, just fiercely typing. Anyways, I'm going to make coffee. So I just did my first sprint and it went pretty well. I'm still in the middle of a scene that I've been working on for the last day or so through the secondary, the male's perspective. I wrote 749 words in 25 minutes. So that's pretty good. I think that's my highest so far, which is fun. So yeah, it's written in the male's perspective. I've been in the middle of the scene for like 2 days now. It's a pretty long scene, but it's a pretty good one. I like it so far. I'm really excited about it. So I think because I'm on my break now, I'm going to pace for a little bit and just like do some walking back and forth, take my dog out, and then maybe watch a little bit of a YouTube video. I'm currently watching Sarah Sutton's writing vlogs. I absolutely adore her. She's so sweet. When I say I have watched so many of her vlogs, just like back to back to back, I don't have writing friends or like a writing buddy. So it's nice when I'm writing to kind of like watch her vlogs because it feels like I'm writing with someone and I have a little like writing friend. Parasocial relationships, man. But yeah, I like to just kind of get motivated and watch her vlogs and stuff like that. So I usually kind of just like walk back and forth and like listen to whatever vlog I'm on. So her views this month are off the charts. It's me. Other people too, but I've been watching her vlogs it's insane. So yeah, I'm going to go do that, take my dog out, walk for a little bit, watch a video, and then get back in for my second sprint. I'm thinking I'm going to do 2 hours minimum of writing, so that'd be 4 sprints, or like I'm trying to shoot for like 2,000 to 3,000 words. But I don't want to put like a word count pressure, I don't know, because I feel like I get more stressed out when I have word count daily goals if I don't meet them. But if I just say, hey, I want to like write for 2 hours today, I can break it up and it's not so much pressure. It's just me sitting down with the intent of writing. Whether I'm writing for the full 2 hours is a different story, but the intent is there. So yeah, I'm going to go take a little break. Okay, so I officially finished, sorry, I'm taking my AirPods out. I officially finished my second sprint. I ended off at 790 words. I wrapped up a scene that I was working on for the last couple of days, and then I started a new scene, and with that new scene, let's see, I added 224 words to finish up the last scene, and then on the new scene I wrote 566 words, and that was another 25-minute timer. So yeah, I think I'm going to stretch, take my dog out again, go for a walk, maybe make some dinner, and then see where we're going to go from there. Like I said, I want to do about 2 hours of writing, and this would be my first hour, so I'm halfway done. I have about 1,400 words. I'm feeling good about that because my goal was 3,000 words today. Well, my loose goal. I wasn't really putting pressure on myself, but it would have been nice to like hit a 3,000 word day. And I think that I'm going to be able to do that, so I'm pretty excited. But yeah, I'll see you in a little bit. Okay, sorry for the poor camera quality. It is 9 o'clock at night. I may have forgot that I was filming and should have been writing. So I'm not gonna do 2 more half-hour sprints, but I am gonna do 1 more half-hour sprint, and then I'm gonna call it quits from here, and I will pick up in the morning. So let's do this. Gotta get my favorite playlist loaded, of course. Okay, so I finished a full like scene, and I don't think I'm gonna start another one just because it's so late. So I think I'm gonna call it here. So for 15 minutes I wrote 420 words. I'm going to log that and call it quits. My goal was 1,800. I wrote 1,959 words. I feel good about that. I feel good about that. So yeah, I will see you tomorrow, hopefully for another successful day.